Think for a moment back to an earlier time when you were a child. What was it that filled you with wonder and amazement and awe? When did you feel really connected with the wonder of everything around you? Where was it that you felt closest and most connected to God? When I was growing up in the countryside of northwestern Pennsylvania, I spent a lot of time outside, wandering the fields and the nearby woods, playing with animals, planting things, picking berries. I would lie in the grass on my back and look up at the sky and look for all of the animal shapes in the fluffy clouds above. At night, out in this dark open space, the stars shined brightly, the moon was awesome, and there was a special kind of harmony in the miracle of the peaceful night, usually with the silence broken only by the sound of crickets and the frogs in the pond. I loved the nights when I was snuggled in my bed and I could enjoy a thunderstorm outside, lighting up the night sky outside my window. And on Sunday mornings, it made a lot of sense to me to sit in church singing, "O Lord my God, when I in awesome wonder consider all the worlds thy hands have made. I see the stars, I hear the rolling thunder, thy power throughout the universe displayed. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee, how great thou art, how great thou art. When through the woods and forest glades I wander, and hear the birds sing sweetly in the trees. When I look down from lofty mountain grandeur and see the brook and feel the gentle breeze, then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee, how great thou art, how great thou art. And I long someday to see lofty mountains and the vast wide ocean with its rolling waves. And maybe all of this is why one day when I was teaching a pastoral care class, I told the students that reading a Bible passage or saying a prayer may or may not be the best way to connect with someone's spirituality. I told them that if I was in the nursing home and they came as a pastor to visit me, that taking me outside into the natural world could be the best way to get me in touch with my spiritual self, the best way for me to feel connected to God, to my world, to my soul. What is it that fills you with amazement, wonder, and awe? Where is it that you feel closest and most connected to God? What is it that keeps you from being spiritually bankrupt? Maybe it's because I grew up surrounded by the natural world that I so much appreciate Native American spirituality. I can imagine Native Americans saying, when I look at your heavens, the work of your fingers, the moon and the stars which you have set in place, but then I wonder if the words that they would say next might depart from what we heard this morning. Instead of continuing, what are humans that you are mindful of them, people that you care for them, we might hear something like this. When I look at your heavens, the work of your fingers, the moon and the stars which you set in place, I understand my connection to you, my connection to everything that is, my connection to my sister, to my brother, and I know my place, my responsibility, and my way of being in the world. And I can imagine the first people saying, O Lord my God, when I in awesome wonder consider all the worlds thy hands have made, I see the stars, I hear the rolling thunder, thy power throughout the universe displayed. How great thou art, How great thou art, they proclaim to the great Spirit Creator. For the first people in North America, there is a sacredness in everything that is, from the largest mountain to the smallest plant to the tiniest animal. Across all of the tribes, a critical aspect of spirituality is the relationship of the human to the land. There is strong reverence for animal life and for the environment. In all things, there are important lessons to be learned in everything. There is a deep gratefulness to the Creator, with an ongoing expression of thankfulness that is an essential part of daily life every day, all day long. Respect runs deep in Native American spirituality. There is honor and respect for the gifts of each person. In fact, a person's name may actually express the uniqueness of that person's gifts, and each gift is needed and welcomed and valued in the community. And unlike much of our society, it is known that elders have great wisdom to pass on that is needed in the community, and elders deserve and they receive the highest respect and are valued as they guide younger generations. Now, there are rituals and there are ceremonies, but Native American spirituality is not so much a religion as it is a way of living daily life, an essential part of their very being, the person that they are. There is not really a holy book or sacred writing, or even religious authorities mandating a particular set of beliefs that one must accept and follow. All of life, from birth to death, is worship. It's worship as the sacred and the holy in everything is honored and valued and revered. There is an immediate and personal connection to the big holy that we would probably call God. All of the world is experienced as glorious, with blessings recognized as flowing over you like rains falling down from the sky. The well-being for an individual and for the family and for the community is dependent, absolutely dependent on good relationships, dependent on being in harmony with the Great Spirit, with creation, with one another. And when there is harmony and balance and good relationship with all that is, there is wellness of body and mind, of spirit and emotions in the self, in the family, in the community. Now, in recent years, there's been a resurgence of the spirituality and faith of the first people, not only among the tribes, but also among non-Native Americans. And this may be true more so in Canada even than it is in this country. And I find myself wondering if my own spirituality, if our own spirituality, if your spirituality might be deepened, more real, more present, more constant in our lives, if we knew ourselves to be connected with all that is. If we, on a daily basis, recognized and remembered this profound connectedness. Might the spiritual atmosphere in this community of faith be richer, more vibrant, more alive, if we understood ourselves to be in deep connection with all of creation, each plant, each animal, and with each other. If we more highly valued our elders and really listened to their wisdom gained over the years. If we understood with deep appreciation the gift of each one in this community and helped everyone develop their gifts to the fullest, encouraging one another and making room for one another to use the special gifts given to them by God. If you think about it, we make promises to do just that every time we celebrate the sacrament of baptism. Might our spirits be more alive if we honored one another more fully, if we really loved one another more deeply, if we showed a true respect for one another in all that we do. when we live in an atmosphere of openness to recognizing the sacred and the holy in everyone and in everything and in every experience that enters into our lives, everything becomes an opportunity for each one of us to learn about ourselves, a path for us to get in touch with who we really are, a way to understand more profoundly everything around us, a way to understand more profoundly ourselves. And then each moment of our lives becomes a moment of spiritual growth. What is it that fills you with amazement, wonder, and awe? When are you most connected with the wonder of everything around you, of every person that touches your life? Where is it that you feel closest and most connected to God? And what will it take to get you back to that place of deep spiritual connection? Will you pray with me? Help us, Holy One, to know and to understand we are a part of everything and everyone. Everything and everyone is a part of us. Whether we like it or not, we are one. And our spiritual well-being is dependent on our connection to one another, to all that is, to you. Amen.